Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm in the shop and we're going to kind of have a bench day. I've got some servos that I need to test and see if they're working. I've got some motors that I want to mess around with, some ESCs here that I need to test. Dale just recently sent these three right here, so we're gonna basically kind of hook up a couple ESCs to a receiver, spin them up. I got some tape on them. We're gonna listen to them, just kind of play around. This is actually something I really enjoy doing. You know, I got an old remote transmitter here with a receiver, and it's actually kind of fun. You know, if you don't feel like working on a boat, and you're just kind of sitting around bored. You don't have any you don't feel like getting into a big project. This is something I actually enjoy doing. So I got some connectors soldered up. I got connectors and bullets soldered up on some ESC. So let's have some fun and just kind of do something different. Nothing serious, just gonna play around. Big B with Ironclad RC. So hopefully you guys have a good view. I've tried several different camera angles here and this seemed like it was the best. So let me walk you through my setup. For testing, I'm going to use this 3200 milliamp 30C3S pack. Alright, I've got it hooked up to a 70 amp ESC. I've got a 4mm to 3.5 extension here just for testing purposes. Don't recommend using extensions on your boats because it messes up the signal from your ESC to your motor. It sends like a pulse and it throws off the pulse. Okay, but I use these for testing. I got a couple extensions here from my ESC extension to my receiver, so I don't have to keep trying to find or plug in stuff to my receiver, possibly mess up my prongs. And I got another one to my servo. So let's go ahead and test out a few servos. These were laying around in my miscellaneous box. I have it's empty now, but I have a box. I put all my servos, motors, ESCs, everything I take out my boat. So I've got it hooked up to my recoil 2 transmitter right here. Okay, this is a 5200 kV motor. I got it on 3S, so let's listen to this real quick before we test the servos. What? 3S 5200. Alright, so let's test some servos. Okay, so this one works. Alright. That's a PROBOAT servo out one of my one of my Miss Geicos. So I think it actually quit working. It was not working when I put it in the box, pretty sure. I think I got water on it, so I put it in the box, it dried out, and now it works. Okay, that's a big, with micro servos, water. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the good pile. All right, water always messes up these micro servos. Normally I take them apart and spray Corrosion X in them, and normally that helps and saves them, but some of them I don't, and that's probably the ones I have right here. Okay, so that one works. Okay, so this one works, but it's got a glitch in it. Sounds like a tooth might be grounded down or something. So I think I'll put that in the good pile because we might use it on something, Alright, so this is a standard size servo. Let's give this one a shot real quick. I'm pretty sure this one works. I think this one come out my Sonic Wake. Yeah, I got this stripped down. My Sonic Wake stripped down to the bare bones because I'm about to order a hull. I hadn't even ordered it yet. I was waiting on a couple different things to go through. Okay, so this is a stock PROBOAT. Oh, damn, this thing works now. Wait. Okay, so this one's bad. Alright. The gears are stripped out. So we're going to put that one in the bad box. That goes in the bad box, the bad bin. Got two more here, and we'll start messing with some motors and ESCs. Like I said, I want to try the same motor with several ESCs and vice versa. Test. I want to test all these motors I can test right here. Basically, I actually want to test these two Arma motors. It's been a while since I used them, so I'm not sure what's wrong with those. So let's. Whoa, wrong. Shit, that scared me. Wrong button. Okay, this one don't work. Let's make sure it's hooked up right. Yellow, yep. Okay, bad bin. All right, bad box, bad box. All right, let's do the last servo here, and we'll get to some motors. Okay, so this one's no good too. All right, so 2 bad servos out of 6. That's not bad. 5, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna hook up this little servo to the receiver just so we have something that will let us know our ESCs are working when we swap over ESCs. All right. So it's probably going to be a long video, but I actually really enjoy doing this. You know, and I'm sure everybody in the hobby does this. You know, I've got a lot of ESCs and motors right here, so this is kind of fun for me. I don't know how fun it is for you guys to watch, but to me, this is fun. So let's go ahead and test the motors on this 70 amp ESC. Now this is at eBay or Amazon. You could probably get it on eBay too, but Amazon sells this for like $25–30, water cooled. Okay, and you know, I really don't recommend them, but I've hooked it up to a couple motors and it's actually got some power compared to a couple of my other ESCs here. This, you'll see. All right, so this is a 5200 kV motor. It sounds like it's got some burst. Sounds like it's got a little bit of burst on it. All right, so that's 5200 kV. Okay, and let's hook up this Aquacraft Mini Monos motor. This is a 2200 kV motor. Okay, 2200 kV motor. And what I like to do is I like to put a piece of tape on my motors when I'm testing them so I can actually like hear them. If I'm like listening for a bearing, I don't use the tape because you can't hear the motor bearings, but so that's a big difference. 2200 kV, 5200 kV, 5200 RPM per volt, 2200. Big difference. You guys hear that? So this motor right here will have more torque than the higher kV motor. A motor that has more torque, you can push a heavier or a bigger propeller. Heavier boat, bigger propeller. Okay, with a higher kV motor, you need a lighter weight boat, smaller propellers. Okay, and this kind of helps some of my new guys out. You know, this is a 2838. This is a 2830, I think, Outrunner. Okay, so this is a 2435, and this is an unknown kV. Okay, so listening to the 2200 kV, the 5200 kV on 3S, and now let's listen to the unknown kV, and we can kind of judge what RPM kV it is. Okay. Okay, so it's not turning quite as hard as the 5200 kV, and it's not, you know, not quite as slow as the 2200 kV. Okay. Okay, so listen to that. I wish I had an RPM tester, which I do. I got it on one of my chargers that my Mark Yak sent me. Okay, so you hear the difference. So if I had to guess, I would say this motor is anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 kV. If I had to guess. Okay, so you hear that? 5,200 kV. Can size has a lot to do with it too, but just kind of doing a, you know, big B special here. I would say probably in the neighborhood of 3,000 kV on that unknown kV motor. So here's the 2200 again. Okay, so yeah, maybe 3,500, you know, if I had to guess. Okay, so let's test some of these. Okay, so here's this is a 2000 kV. All right, so this one we don't need to. All right, I got the. Let's do that in a minute. Okay, so so I'm gonna hook up this one to. This is 7,200 kV. Okay, 7,200 kV on 3S. We might blow it up, but you know. All right, 7,200 kV on 3S. Oh my God! Unloaded now. Unloaded. That thing's spinning, boy. Oh yeah, here's a new motor I got. This is one from Brandon Wynn. This is also a 7,200. So this is a 2430. The one you just listened to is a 2030, 2430, 2030, 7200, 7200. We'll go back and forth. Oh. Whoa. 7200. Wow. All right, so let's go back to the 2030 7200. Now these motors right here, they've got to go, these two motors right here will probably go into like a little 12-inch boat or a micro, one of my homemade micro boats, because they're high kV, little motors. Damn, that one right there, this one turns harder than this one, okay? Same length, 24 millimeter, 20 millimeter, okay? These are 2S motors. I would never run these motors on 3S in a boat loaded. Okay, these are 2S motors. They're unloaded, so I'm, you know, just playing around. All right, so this is a 2030. This is a 2030, 7200, 5200. Okay, you guys ready? 7200. Motor got warm. I could feel the warm. 7200. 5200. Big difference, right? Big difference. Big difference. Okay, so we kind of tested. Well, did we test all the little motors? Yeah, we tested all the little motors. Let's take this off. Okay, let's test a couple of the bigger motors with this 70 amp ESC, and then we'll try out some of the other ESCs with some of these other motors. I want to actually test these two before we go. 3S 2000 kV 3650 Dynamite Blackjack 24 motor. This motor right here, Blackjack 24 motor, can be run on 4S and 6S. 6S, small props, light boat, but it can be done. Okay, so that's a 2000 kV. This is a 2150 kV Turnergy motor. I wish I could find some more of these 3665 motors. You can't find the 65. It's like a 3650, 3660, 3670, 3674. You can't find the 3665s hardly ever. Okay, so this ESC definitely does not have enough power for this motor. This is a 6S capable motor. So with this ESC, it actually sounded like this one was spinning up a little bit higher RPM than this guy right here. And this one's a little bit higher kV, but it's probably, it likes more amperage. All right, so we might as well test the old outboard motor conversion I did a while back. This has a 2050 kV 3660. I dropped this motor on concrete without a gear, it just bare shaft, and I bent the shaft. No, this wasn't the one I dropped on concrete. This is the one I had a coupler on this. Brand spanking new motor. I had it hooked up just like you guys see, with just a coupler hanging off of it. The coupler wasn't like balanced perfect on the shaft, and I spooled it up on 6S. I think it 4 or 6S, and it was done. I bent the shaft. So I got the shaft bent back into shape. Whew, forgot about that belt back there. Damn, boy. Damn, that thing lit up my finger. Alright, so that's 3S. Let's do 4S. Oh, I hope this ESC will do 4S. Yeah, I guess it does. I didn't even think about that, man. Oh, yeah, that's something you got to be careful of, too. An ESC, its maximum voltage, you can't exceed it. Now, some motors, you can exceed the maximum voltage. You know what I'm saying? You can exceed the maximum voltage, but you got to be careful overvolting a motor. You got to use smaller props, or gear it down to overvolt a motor. ESCs cannot be overvoltage. What the manufacturer specs say on the ESC, that's it. No more, and it can't be changed as far as I know of. 4S. So, these are 1500 milliamp 2S twins. Listen to this, and then listen to the 3S battery on this motor. It don't even sound like it's a big difference. 4S. Okay, 4S. Well, I guess it is. Yeah, that's a big difference. All right, so let's do something else. Okay, so let's actually test. Okay, so we're going to test these two motors. This is like I said, 3400 kV, 5000. Okay, so let's test some different ESCs with those two motors. All right, let's go ahead and test this Dynamite 60 2 to 3S. Okay, water cooled. All right, so let's go ahead and plug it into our extension. That's backwards. Alright, I'm just having some fun, you guys. It's no rhyme or reason, just having some fun. Okay, so this is a 60. Let's see here. Okay, so we need our other plug to be able to test these motors. Alright. And with brushless motors, it really don't matter. It doesn't matter which configuration you put your wires in, as long as you have them in and they're tight. You know, you could switch them back and forth to get the right motor direction. So this one has an on-off switch. So let's go ahead and plug it in. All right, 3S. Turn it on. Everything's hooked up. No wires are touching. Okay. Oh, that's right. This one's a pain in the ass. Okay, we got it. I had to, a lot of times, did you hear that beeping? Okay, that beeping is to let you know that your throttle trim may not be at 0. Okay, so with that previous ESC, the throttle trim was on 0. With this Dynamite, the throttle trim on this remote, it's around 1.5. Well, 1 is 0. Okay, so if you turn it, you plug your batteries in, your motor's beeping and it's never really done that, check the trim out. Okay, so this is what did I say? What, 3,000 ish on 3S? So that actually sounded like, damn, that actually sounds like it's spinning harder than it did with the 70 generic. Okay, so here I was about the same. Probably should have hooked up 2 receivers. I could have compared the ESC side by side. That would have been a better way to test it. Oh yeah, this ESC's actually got a little bit more oomph. It's got a little bit more oomph than this 70 right here. But the price difference is 25 and like what, 70, 80. Okay, so yeah, that's got a lot more oomph to it. Okay, so let's I want to hear what it does with this 3650 real quick, because that would actually be a good combo. This 60 with this 3650 would probably be a good combination. That's not bad. Sounds like it's turning a little bit harder than previous. All right, so that's the Dynamite 60. So let's unplug this. Let's unplug this guy right here. So we've tested these 2 ESCs. We know they work. Okay, and let's test this one. Now this guy right here might be a good candidate for you know, these come with auxiliary for a fan. You can mount a fan on top of it. So I actually took this apart a little bit ago, and it might be a good candidate, because this actually will sit right on top of the MOSFETs. Take this fan off right here and put a cooling block on it, okay, and then wrap it with heat shrink. All right, but this one's got so many wires coming out, I don't know. Okay, so this one didn't give me an alarm. You see how it just started up? That's the difference in okay, that's the difference you're gonna see in a generic ESC and a name brand ESC. Okay, did you hear how the name brand ESC gave me a beeping tone and to let me know my throttle trim wasn't on 0? This one this one, it just started right up, okay, with the trim out of zero position. Okay, so that's the difference. All right, so I need to reverse this. Okay, so this one doesn't quite have enough power, as much power as this one and the first one, but it actually sounds like it's turning pretty hard. Okay, so let's hook up the 5200 here on 3S. Oh, damn, that might. Wow, so this one has a brake because it's a car ESC. Okay. Damn, that sounds pretty good, man. And it's got a little cat pack on it and everything, you know. All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, that one works. It's got some power. Okay, so I'm gonna switch my controller back to normal. We'll go to our 0 position. Let's try this Surpass Hobby 60 out. Now, I've actually taken this one apart to try to do a cooling block, and I can't. It just the way this one's set up, I don't think I'll be able to convert this one from ground to marine. You know, this one right here seems promising. Okay, so actually, you know what, I don't even think I want to test this one in the video. Let's just test. Let's see if we can get this one going. Okay, this is what I'm really excited about, because this ESC right here, I want to put this in my Delta Force 23, and I'm afraid because I have 2 of them, and I'm afraid they're Aviation ESCs. I haven't even tested it. I just soldered up the connector. Okay, I got some 4mm bullets, so let's go ahead and put this reducer in this adapter here. Okay, and plug it into a motor. Okay, plug it into a motor and get the power hooked up. All right, got it zeroed, max, neutral. Okay, so I wonder if there's some kind of oh man, there might be a certain way you have to hook it up. So let's try to hook it up like the OSE and fly colors. Okay, I'm gonna hold full trigger, make sure everything's zeroed out. It is. So I got full trigger, let go, it beeped. Okay, so this may be an Aviation ESC that Dale has converted to cooling, because the other one doesn't have a cooling block. Okay, this one does, and it actually looks like a home done heat sink. So this might be Aviation, and we'd have to use it with a stick controller, which I have a micro zone. I've just got to get a receiver. I sunk the boat my receiver was in, so I have to get a new receiver. But once I do, maybe we can get this going. Let's try it with the trim at like 2. Okay. Sometimes you can actually, if it doesn't pop on, sometimes you can slowly dial your trim until the motor starts. Oh, beeping just stopped. No. So you could slowly dial that trim in until you hit 0. Okay, so I'll actually show you. I'll show you with this. Okay, I'll show you with this what I'm talking about before I let you go. I don't think this is going to work with a pistol grip style remote, so that's a bummer. But you know, that receiver that I need, it's only like $14. I just got to remember to get it. That's the hard part. You know, remembering to freaking get it when I get ready to spend some money. So this, I'm gonna show you guys this, and I'm gonna let you go. Okay, so let's put our trim, way up here. Okay, not at 0. Okay, so I'm just gonna hook up this so I don't have to hook up no adapter. All right, and we're gonna turn it on. Okay, I'm gonna press start. All right, listen to the beeping. Okay, you hear that? It's very faint. So what you do is you dial it in. Not quite there. We were getting close. Okay, did you hear that? Okay, so if you're having issues, your motor's beeping, use your trim to dial it in to 0. Okay. So what the heck? Let's go ahead and try this little 60 surpass. What the heck? Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Alright, need an adapter here. Got a Dean's plug to IC3. Alright, got the surpass hooked up. Got a fan on it. Not used to hearing that. It went right on. Damn, that one don't have... Okay, so I had it reversed. I was about to say, geez, it don't have much power at all. It's actually got a burst. You can hear it. Once it hits full trigger, it's got a normal sound, and then once it hits full trigger, you'll hear the burst in it. Did you hear that? Listen to it kick in. You can hear the burst in it. So that's actually got a burst. I wish I can get that converted. It's such a big footprint and only 60 amps. You know, it really wouldn't work good in none of my small boats. I wish I can get that converted to water cooled. I'm definitely going to do this one. So let me show you what I'm talking about real quick with this. I know the video is long, but I'm just here playing around. I didn't feel like starting a build. You know, I got to solder on some connectors onto my Leopard Hobby motor, my X2 motor, and I just really don't feel like it. I just did a bunch of soldering on these ESCs and new motors, and I just don't feel like soldering no more. Of course, whenever I got the video, there we go. Of course, when I got the video camera rolling, it don't want to come off easy. Okay, so you guys see that? Alright, that's kind of unique. That's a unique, I've never seen one that's like that. You know, which I don't really mess around with car ESCs all that much. But what I was thinking about doing, putting this cooling block right there. Because this thing's actually got a little bit of juice compared to these other 260s, you know, which it may be a 70 or an 80, but it's got more juice than this 70, that's for sure. It's got some power, and it feels like it had a little bit of burst once the motor got to full trigger. So what I'm thinking about doing, getting a piece of heat shrink, you know, that will go around it, and heat shrinking it maybe this way, put a hole here, a hole there in my heat shrink, and heat shrink it like widthwise, I guess, so all my stuff's coming out like that, you know, make it water cooled, you know what I'm saying? And then we can get some paste, some like 5200 or something along those lines, silicone, or hell, that Loctite marine adhesive may work for something like this. But you know, like seal it up like this flyer is sealed up. You see that? Seal it up like that, you know, on both ends. Maybe even spray a little corrosion X in there, maybe not, I don't know. But seal it up on both ends, you know, And we might have us a little water-cooled speed control here, boy. You know? So, I guess you guys have been hanging around long enough. I'll let you go. I don't even know how long the video is now. We'll see you next time. Just wanted to have a little bit of fun with my new, well, some of my old motors, some of my new motors, and just some bench time, something different for you guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, I upload videos daily, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All that good. We'll see you next time. Big B, with Ironclad RC.